So we couldn't go to Los Angeles without stepping foot in the dazzling Hollywood, where this photographer has done it all. She signed a record deal as a teen, she does voiceovers, and she just so happens to catch those little actors on her camera right before they go big. And today, she's giving us a peek to a couple of future stars. Go get your teenagers, these are cuties.
I don't know where this road is going to end. We are at the top of Hollywood, over by the Hollywood sign. Yeah, I can see it right here. So, yeah, and actually I've never been up here before, so this is a treat for me too.
Welcome to Hollywood.
That's right. I specialize in working with teenagers and kids, celebrities. So I've shot everyone from like Zac Efron, Jonas Brothers, Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber, you name it. I've shot them. Originally from Sacramento, which is up north, capital. Lived there most of my life, and actually lived in Germany for 3 years when I was a kid, and moved here when I was 19 to actually pursue acting. Ended up getting into music, so I was in a singing group, and we got the record deal and everything like that. And then I started doing voiceover, and I do, well, anything from like commercials to narration, animation, voiceover for video games. Play old, you know.
The grandma.
You know, I could play the grandmas, I can play, you know.
Little kids.
You know,
Be the grandma.
Oh, I just love your shirt, darling. Where'd you get it from? JCPenney?
Meanwhile, I was always really into photography. I actually started shooting, I was friends with this group called Menudo. Ricky Martin was in Menudo. And so I would hang out with them and I would shoot them in concert and things like that. And everyone would tell me how great the pictures looked, and it was like I just loved the feeling of seeing that final image and just, you know, like, wow, I shot that. I actually ended up at the Young Hollywood Awards at Universal Studios, had my point and shoot, and of course all the other photographers were like, what are you doing here? But you know, I was like, I am here, I'm gonna shoot these celebrities. And I met another guy there, another photographer, and he kind of told me all about the red carpet business and told me how to get in, told me who to call, the publicist, and so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try this, you know. So I ended up doing that for like 6 years or so, 6-7 years. With the you know, the relationships I built with all the publicists, I started asking them, hey, you know, can I do some shoots? And I bought studio lighting, figured out how to use it, took like an online course, and just trial and error, really, and just, you know, started doing shoots.
How is it juggling motherhood and living and breathing photography and working, and how is it voiceover?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, sometimes it gets really hard to, you know, juggle all those things and make sure that you prioritize your family life. You know, I mean, I love my son. He's, you know, the most important thing in the world to me. So it's like, I want to make sure I spend time with him and, you know, give him the attention and that he needs, and my husband too. But also I have a business. I have 2 businesses really, you know, I'm a photographer and an actor. So, you know, it just gets hard sometimes to juggle all of that. Well, I've shot Zac Efron, and I actually did, I knew him from, he used to be on the show called Summerland with Jesse McCartney, and I would photograph Jesse. And I saw Zac, and I'm like, okay, that kid is, you know, he's got something. So the day before High School Musical 1 came out, I did a shoot with him, and spec shoot, which is basically, it's not for anyone in particular. We do a shoot, and I pitch it to all the magazines. So I did a shoot with Zac the day before High School Musical came out. And at that time, he didn't really know, you know, is he gonna, you know, be big or not? And, you know, who knew? But to this day, he still says it like that's the most famous shoot he's ever done. That shoot ran everywhere, you know, nationwide, worldwide. But I've shot like Jonas Brothers right before they signed with Disney, and I don't know, I just kind of
how do you
look out. I don't know, it's just something that I don't know, I pay attention to the magazines, and I just have a feeling. I don't know, it's some feeling, that if I see them on, well, back then it was like a red carpet or something like that, or a set visit. But even if they just, if I see them on a TV show, Disney show or Nickelodeon or whatever it is, and I catch a glimpse, I'm like, okay, that kid is going to do something.
So this is your studio.
It is.
Yeah.
Melrose Light Space. Been here for about 11 years.
And you're right in the heart. Tell us where we're at.
We are on the Melrose Strip, right at the border of Hollywood and West Hollywood.
Yeah.
What used to be one of the most popular shopping destinations in LA. I use a lot of antique cameras. I collect antique cameras, and I like the kind of unpredictable qualities you can get with them. So what I'll do is I'll make an image, and then I'll print it on usually a kind of a large format, 4 foot by 6 foot, and then I'll mount it on a panel and then start working back into it with oils and acrylics and then paint strippers, and just to build texture and kind of a physical quality to the work. And then I will build kind of a heavy frame around it, so it's got a lot of object quality. It becomes a lot more than just the image. It becomes about sort of the context of taking an image that is made by a camera from the 20s and produced in a sort of contemporary context. If you're a photographer who's just starting out, the most important thing is that you build a good team, hair and makeup artists, wardrobe stylists, so that when you do get a good job, you're able to have a team together that they know you, they know your style, you work well together. Also, a really good assistant is, actually that's probably the best advice I can give any photographer starting out. Get to know some really good assistants, even if you have to pay them top dollar, because the bottom line is when the shoot is done, if the pictures don't look good, you're not going to get another job. So even if you have to pay most of your fee to the assistant, they'll make sure you look good.
So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to try to get, the hot pinup boy kind of shots. And I'm just shooting with 2 lights, something, simple. I like to try to be as simple as possible. Because I'd like to do a lot of changes, and it's easier when you're working with less lights.
Yeah.
So main light, and I have a backlight lighting that. I shoot at generally a 200 ISO with a shutter speed of 250 and aperture of like 5.6.
You've got your 70 to 200.
I do, 7200.
Is that your favorite lens?
It is my favorite lens. I mean, I have quite a few lenses, but this is like my go-to lens.
Yeah.
I can get real close up, for the headshots, and then I can just move back and get a full length.
Assistant
Yeah.
to the assistant.
Okay. The assistant, the comic relief,
Comic relief, the
eye candy,
eye candy, and
just the muscles. What up? What up are you?
the reflector guy
The
when she
reflector
needs
holder. You're actually an actor.
Yeah,
Really?
actually.
Okay, so what do you do? What have you been on?
Nothing yet, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here.
This could be your. Somebody's watching.
Your agent number.
That's right. Okay, cool. So you're gonna sit here and post for us for a second.
Okay.
We just want to see what you do. Okay, roll.
Go, see what you got.
This is his time.
Nice.
What?
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Nice. We're looking at your piece. Very good.
So she's doing makeup on Fivel, and she already has flawless skin. So what do you usually do with these girls that have flawless skin?
With young girls and with boys, you know, you usually just do, you know, everyone has darker under the eyes and just any blemishes, even out the skin tone.
Yeah.
You know, when they're younger, I try not to block out all their freckles and that because you want them to shine through.
What did you do on her eyes?
Okay, well with the eyes, you know, today we did a smoke. Well, we've been upping it the whole time.
Yeah, making it darker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
the
kind of the edgy look.
lashes, and yeah, we're going edgier at the end.
Mainly today, I wanted to just get some new stuff of Boo Boo, because the last time I shot him was, I want to say, not quite a year ago, but he's changed a little bit. So get some new stuff of him for the magazines, you know, for pinups and posters, kind of the hot guy look. And then him with his sister for, you know, music and whatnot. And just get as, you know, many looks as I can, which I think we got three or 3.5 for. That's the one thing with working with, especially teen magazines, they run through those looks like crazy. So it's like, you need to try to get as many looks as you can, where the magazine can use it, you know, 1 month. And then the next month they can use the other next look, you know, so it's not like, oh, they were all shot on the same day, you know, it's like different looks. So that's what I was trying to do, and just get some shots of them together. And also I think they would, you know, they want to use some stuff for their, you know, website and stuff. So I'm thinking, you know, he's gonna, you know, especially him, I mean, he's gonna take off. And just they're really great kids. I mean, they're really, really good. And their music's, you know, really fun. And I wanted to do a shoot with him because I knew he was going to be in Twilight. And, you know, anybody who's in Twilight, you know. So I think I must have contacted his agent, or, you know. That's generally how I do it. Like if I see someone I'm interested in, I'll contact either if they have a publicist or manager, agent, whoever they have, and just, you know, say, hey, you know, I'm Rena Durham, check out my website, my work, if you don't, you know, not familiar with me, and I'd love to do a shoot. I would say definitely build, you know, a good solid portfolio, and shoot any celebrities you can, because if you have any names in there, you know, it's going to bring more validation to your work and help you get into that door. But I mean, you definitely need to be like LA or New York, you know, where celebrities are. But I would just start sending like emails, contacting like, publicists and managers, agents, and introducing yourself as a photographer, and even telling them, say, hey, you know, I'm starting to build, you know, my portfolio for my celebrity clientele, and if you have anyone that would like to do, you know, spec shoots with, you know, I'd love to do that. And I mean, that's what I did. I had publicists that I knew, and I said, look, you know, I'd love to shoot them, and so I started shooting, and then I built my portfolio, and then so I had a few names in there, and that opened the doors for, you know, more shoots. And then meanwhile, I submitted those pictures to magazines and say, here, this is the stuff that I've shot, and they started running them. So then you have tear sheets, you have, you know, they're in print, like, hey, you know, I was just on the cover of Popstar or Tiger Beat or whatever, and then, you know, that's pretty much how it, you know, snowballs from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shot with her like right when I got
We actually
right after
did
I got
a
the
photo
part.
shoot at the
I
house.
think it was like the first time I shot with Rena, I think was this like right after I got the part of in Twilight, and it's one of the first people we did a photo shoot with, and it was cool. We had a good time.
She's so fun.
We shot with her. I think this is our third time shooting with Rena, and every time it's been really great.
Obviously, there's thousands of fans out there that love Twilight. And tell us how you're connected to Twilight.
Well, it was a crazy story. I was in a Walt Disney singing group a while ago, and some of the fans kept in contact through MySpace and stuff, and they told me about this character, Seth Clearwater, in Eclipse in the next book. And I missed the auditions because I knew about it too late. My agent got me in for the callback, so I was the last person to be seen. My character is the only character that gets along with everybody. Like, he doesn't care if you're like a shapeshifter or a vampire or a human. He just likes everybody.
Yeah.
Well, we're in a band. It's called Boo Fivel Stewart, and my older sister plays bass. I play piano, sing, and
I play guitar and sing.
yeah. It's electro pop rock. It's everyone thinks that we're like pop Disney kids, but if you listen to our music, it's like more rock. You wouldn't expect it. So I mean, yeah, we actually have 2 shows coming up. You can look up the details at www.fivel.com. We're always going to church, like LA Mission.
Los Angeles Mission is a big one we do every Easter, Thanksgiving,
And
Christmas.
sometimes Christmas. We're really big on
We go
saving
feed animals.
animals. Like I don't eat meat
Yeah.
anymore. It changed, and I actually got my bigger sister not to eat meat, and we actually adopted a cat and a dog from the shelter. And
We're involved with Child Help.
Child Help. It's
So they help
abused
children that have
children.
been abused.
yeah.
And it's really, they have actually villages where, at one village in Belmont, I think, they have 84 kids staying there. They
We actually visited.
school them, they
Yeah.
pay for the food.
There's animals. There's like a little like a zoo type of thing where you can go and visit the animals, and there's school, and like it's really awesome. Like, don't give up no matter what anyone says. I mean, like if someone's like trying to bring you down, like don't listen. Like I don't know, just
You
go
get
for your
rejected
dreams.
a lot.
Yeah, you get
Like,
rejected
there's
a lot.
so much rejection, but
Like if you really want it, you gotta go for it, and you can't give up. So and like we have like people around us that love us and help us. So I mean that's really good also.
Well, for myself, whenever I would do a good job, and by good job I mean a job with a good paycheck, I'd spend some of that money on renting some gear and experimenting and doing a test shoot with a model that I wanted to work with, or some gear that I wanted to try. And a lot of times what I would do is if I wanted to shoot a certain style, then I would shoot that style and put that in my book, because then chances are, if a client sees that in your book and says, "Oh, I like that," then you get to keep shooting that style. Don't try and be something you're not, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You'll run into situations where an art director will say, "We love your work. Can you make it look like this guy's?" And they don't want to hire that guy because that guy charges 20 grand a day or something like that. And I've had that happen a couple times, and I scratch my head like, "Gee, why did they call me?" So just try and develop your own style. That'll happen naturally, of course. But keep experimenting and keep trying new things, and you'll eventually develop your own sort of voice.
I want to continue just doing, photography that's creative. I don't want to ever get into like a rut where I'm just doing it like same old thing, and like you get burnt out like that. So I want to always be, inspired and creative and think outside the box and try new things and continually grow as an artist, but as a photographer and artist, I feel like you should always be a lifelong learner and learn new things. And as far as my career, I mean, I would like to just continue the celebrity, photography, and I've been working with teen magazines for the longest time. I wouldn't mind working with some other kind of magazines, I like Teen Vogue. I mean, that's still teen, but it's like fashion. It's more editorial. I love that. And with like Tiger Beat, and I love working with them, but it's very portrait driven. They want the posters and stuff. Whereas Teen Vogue is more like fashion, and so I would love to get more into that style. and kind of pursued that in that vein. But yeah, I still would like to work with teens. I like doing that.
Hi, I'm Peter Michelena, owner of Melrose Lightspace Studio in West Hollywood. I'm a photographer, painter, fine artist, and I've just been framed.
Hey, what's up? It's Fivel Stewart.
I'm Boo Stewart.
And we've just been framed.
Hello, darlings. I'm Rena Durham, and I'm a photographer. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and a brilliant voiceover actress. Yes, indeed. And, by Jove, I've been framed.